I'd like to call the Tuesday, November 19, 2024 Papillion City Council meeting to order. Ms. Brown, would you please take the roll?
Sunday. Mumgard. Gaines. Glover. Fanslau. Klug. Stube. Engberg.
Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And do we have an affidavit of publication on file?
We do.
And a current copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted in the back of the council chambers. We got two special presentations tonight. I'd like to invite Kevin Edwards and Chief Gottschalk and Mr. Milt Fricke. Milt, people know the Fricke name, generational, homesteaded in Sarpy County. Milt's been given a lot back to the county, and he's been the president of the Rural Fire Board, and he's retired. So we just wanted to take a little bit of time to recognize and acknowledge Milt. I think a few people want to say a few things, but the first thing I want to do is give a proclamation from the city. Whereas Milt Fricke Jr. has been a dedicated member of the Sarpy County community for many years, generations. Milt has served as a valuable member of the Sarpy County Farm Bureau and advocate for agricultural and rural issues. Milt is a passionate collector and restorer of antique tractors and cars, preserving a vital piece of our history, and has generously supported the Sarpy County Museum, helping to preserve and share the rich history of our community. Milt has dedicated 21 years of service to the Papillion Rural Fire District Board, having been appointed in 2003 and serving as director, vice president, and president. Milt has been a voting member of the Mutual Finance Organization since 2004, and his leadership has contributed to the strong and positive relationship between the Papillion Rural Fire District, the MFO, and the City of Papillion. Milt's commitment to his community, his passion for agriculture, and his dedication to preserving the past has made a lasting impact on Sarpy County and is a testament to his family's enduring legacy. Milt is a constant source of encouragement and a loyal friend to all who know him. Milt is a humble and deserving individual whose contributions to our community should be recognized and celebrated. Now, therefore, I present this proclamation to express our sincere appreciation and gratitude for his unwavering service, his dedication to preserving our agricultural heritage, and his commitments to making Sarpy County and Papillion a better place. Thank you.
The Fire District Board prepared a plaque for you. It says, with sincere appreciation for 21 years of dedication, commitment, and service to the citizens of the Papillion Fire District. Milt served as director, vice president, and president during his tenure on the board. He also served as one of the district representatives to the Mutual Finance Organization. His services are appreciated and will be missed. 2003 to 24.
Let me just say a few words, Milt. One first. Congratulations. I first met Milt when I went through a torture process called the Chief's Exam. Milt was very much a gracious person to me, and some things that he said to me was, make sure you keep the fire department in good shape. Didn't have a lot of tough questions, but I think he put a challenge in front of me that has stuck with me ever since. We're kind of related, Milt. I'd come over and bring you the agendas for the MFO, and you went down the basement. Remember, you brought that photo out? Yeah. My house is on that exact property where he lived off of 72nd and Cornhusker. So I felt kind of connected to him in that. So I'd like to get that picture when you get a chance, Milt, by the way. No. And then I like your words of advice, Milt. The times that I've been at the meetings with you, with the MFO and the rural, you always felt that agriculture should be part of those meetings, and you're exactly right. As we grow as a community, agriculture will always be a part of the decision-making in the Rural Board, MFO, and Papillion Fire. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm not really a speech maker, but I enjoyed my 21 years on the board, and the only reason I'm stepping off right at the time now is a year ago, this past October, I had a medical deal, and I've been fighting that kind of ever since. Then in July this year, the hail beat up my house, and at the time I was at Hillcrest anyway, so I've been living at Hillcrest Maple Rose since the 1st of August, but it was a enjoyable thing being part of the board, and I think the fire department has grown a lot in the fact that they know when these units are going to be worn out, and you can't wait till they're worn out and order one, because the length of time it takes to get another new one is prohibitive. So you have to be planning far ahead all the time. So, but thank you to the city and the council and the fire department. Thanks a lot.
Just want to thank him again. The time he spent was when the fire department, as we all know, was going through a lot of transition from being rural to bringing on the first chief and to now. And I think there's just a handful of people that really navigated that and kept things together and built the trust, and Milt was key to that. So just want to thank him for that. Also have an oath of office for police. So Chief Whitted.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council, City Administrator Powers. This is always an exciting time when you get to welcome a new recruit to our ranks. They put in a lot of work to get here, so we appreciate that. Now, before I get to that, though, I just want to take a real quick minute. Natalie, stand up. I just want to take a quick minute to public introduce our new CALIA Accreditation Manager, Natalie. If you want to say hello. Natalie has a bachelor's degree from University of Nebraska. She was a rising star with UPS. Had only been there for a short time upon graduation, but had already received one promotion and was on her way to another, more mid-level promotion, but she decided to forego that and come work for us. She wanted to make a difference and wanted to help a profession grow and stay professional, so she decided to come on board with us. She's under the tutelage of Sergeant Matter, so we're excited to see what she can do as we move down the road with her training. But I just want to take a minute and say thank you. I also want to thank all the officers that are here to support. We are truly a family, and so we appreciate the people that come on and want to do this job. It's not easy, as you all know. We need good people to want to do this profession and get involved, so we support that. So thanks for being here. Nick, where are you at? Come on up. I'd like to introduce Nicholas Feakin. He was born in Omaha, Nebraska on October 1st, 1995, to parents Bill and Sandy Feakin. He was raised with one older brother, Alex, and graduated from Miller South High School in 2013. Nick began his working career at the age of 16 with Hy-Vee and remained with them for several years until he began working part-time for his uncle's painting business. Initially wanting to become a firefighter, Nick completed the fire science program at Metropolitan Community College and applied to the Omaha Fire Department. Luckily, unfortunately, Nick was not selected for the upcoming class. I cleared that joke with him. So he instead continued working for his uncle full-time and later took over managing the company when his uncle retired. Nearly 2 years into running the painting business, Nick again felt called to pursue a different path that would allow him to give back in a more impactful way. After reflecting on some of the biggest influences in his life, Nick recalled those who loved being a police officer, those who simply loved the job, and he decided that that is what he wanted to do. Again, lucky for us. Nick brings a strong work ethic, integrity, and commitment to his role in law enforcement, where he aims to make a positive difference every day. He is happily married to his wife, Melissa, and they recently welcomed their daughter, Katrina, who I think is here tonight, who has brought a new sense of joy and purpose to their lives. They also have 2 dogs, 2 bearded dragons, and a rabbit. Nick enjoys a variety of hobbies that include gaming, lifting weights, and anything outdoors. However, his favorite role and passion is being a dad to his daughter, Katrina. His family will always be what drives him to serve honestly and wholeheartedly every day to fulfill his obligation as an officer for the Papillion Police Department. Mayor Black.
Ready to take the oath? Yes, sir. It's long. Always warn people, but It's in state statute, so we can't change it. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Nicholas Feakin,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Nebraska
and the Constitution of the State of Nebraska
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
and without mental reservation
and without mental reservation
or for purpose of evasion,
or for purpose of evasion,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
perform the duties of a police officer
perform the duties of a police officer
according to law and the best of my ability.
according to law and the best of my ability.
And I do further swear
And I do further swear
that I do not advocate,
that I do not advocate,
nor am I a member of,
nor am I a member of,
any political party or organization
any political party or organization
that advocates the overthrow
that advocates the overthrow
of the government of the United States
of the government of the United States
or of this state
or of the state
by force or violence,
by force or violence,
and that during such time
and that during such time
as I am in this position,
as I am in this position,
I will not advocate
I will not advocate
nor become a member of
nor become a member of
any political party or organization
any political party or organization
that advocates the overthrow
that advocates the overthrow
of the government of the United States
of the government of the United States
or of this state
or of this state
by force or violence.
by force or violence.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congrats.
Thank you, sir. This is my wife, Melissa. We've been married now for what, a little over a year? Yep. A little over a year. My mother, Sandy. My father, Bill. Kind of hard to miss. We look exactly alike. My father-in-law, John. My mother-in-law, Kim. And my daughter, no offense, Chief Whitted, it's Katerina. Katerina.
Well, if you want to go ahead and pin. Thank you.
Ms. Powers, Administrator's Report, please.
Thank you. And I do want to take just a minute to also congratulate Milt and thank him for all of his service. I really enjoyed the time I got to work with you, so enjoy. Thanks. And then just a couple quick things. Most council members are aware, but I did want to take a minute for the public to mention the notice of unknown service line material letters that were mailed out by the city last week. The city is required to develop a water service line inventory that documents the line materials and is also required to send out those notification letters when we're not sure what materials make up the lines for the individual customers. So approximately 3,700 of our customers, myself included, received one of those letters. They either received them today or yesterday. And information is on those letters on where to go to fill out the survey. The survey also includes information on how to identify the material that your line is made of and where to go in your house to find that. But if there are any questions, please reach out to the Public Works Department. They can walk anybody through that if they have any questions on that. And then in exciting news, Winter Wonderland is finally here. So that is Saturday, November 30th, and it's from 4 to 8 p.m. in downtown Papillion. I hope to see you guys all there. And the Papillion Landing will be having their annual Black Friday punch card sale, and that's November 25th to December 1st. So if you know of anybody that's been curious about what the landing has to offer, but they don't want to do a membership, these punch cards are a great affordable way for them to test it out and determine that. So encourage that to anybody that's interested. And then just another quick reminder that City Hall and the city offices will be closed on Thursday, November 28th and Friday, November 29th in observation of the Thanksgiving holiday. And I hope you all get some great quality time with your family and friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Councilman Gaines, second by Councilman Ingberg. Mr. Sunday, you wanted to pull C4 and C5, is that correct? Yes. Okay, those are pulled. Do we have any proponents or opponents? Council discussion? Please vote on everything except C4 and C5. Mr. Glover.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Next is item C4, Resolution R240172, a resolution to approve the installation of a three-way stop at the intersection of South Harrison Street and Valley Road. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R240172? Motion by Councilman Glover, second by Councilman Stube. Do we have any proponents or opponents? Council discussion, Mr. Sunday.
Yeah, I asked for this to be pulled just so the person who chaired the committee that proposed this could give a brief explanation. I know he mentioned it the other week, but it's a big change, I think, for the people living in the neighborhood, so it would be worthwhile to explain how this came about.
I think it was Mr. Stube, wasn't it?
So there was a request made to evaluate traffic control at South Harrison and Valley Road. And part of the reason is because of the proximity to the school and the fact that Valley Road is being extended. So city staff went through an evaluation of speeds and accidents and traffic counts and brought that information to the Public Safety Committee for consideration. We discussed it, and our recommendation that it become to the full council for consideration.
Answer your question. It does, thank you. Any other discussion? Please vote.
Eight yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Next is item C5, Resolution R240187, a resolution to approve an agreement with Practice Sports, Inc. for the purchase and installation of a motorized netting system in the Papillion Landing Fieldhouse in the amount of $248,769. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R240187? Motion by Councilman Glover. Second by Councilman Mumgard. Any proponents or opponents? Council discussion. Mr. Sunday.
Could I call Ms. Stratman out here to answer a few questions?
Absolutely. Welcome.
So I see that we're proposing to spend about $250,000 on a mechanized netting system at the landing. Right now it's not, correct?
No, sir, it is not.
So my first question that occurred to me was, okay, I understand that the nets, maybe a few of them are in bad condition right now, and it manually has to be moved around right now. How much would it cost just to get the new nets without the mechanization of the nets?
I don't have that exact number for you. I just have the total with me tonight. But the motorized system is similar to what's in the gym that we have at the competitive gym and actually in the community gym as well. So it would match what we have over there. But I would have to get that breakdown for you. I apologize, I don't have that.
My next question is this expenditure, which is pretty sizable, is it going to result in reduction of labor needs?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So currently the nets that are in there are all manual. So you just pull them and they're on, it's like a chain up at the top.
I guess what I'm asking is, are there going to be concrete reductions in the number of people that are needed to work a shift there because of this purchase?
Yes.
Okay. All
Yes, there will be that, and plus the less maintenance really once it's motorized, because right now with the manual chain it comes off. People pull on it, they don't pull on it even enough. Once it's motorized, then it's less. Really, only staff mess with it because they're the only ones that would have the switch.
Okay, and then
Go
ahead.
I do have the breakdown. So the electrical part of the system is $50,000, and then the control for that is $12,000. So the removal of the curtain is $114,000, and the replacement curtain is $66,000.
Okay, and then the final thing that caught my attention, I found interesting, was that the cost, $248,769, and then the account that it's going to be paid out of just happens to have that same exact amount in it. Is that just a strange coincidence, or?
No, we prepared that line item by transferring some of
Okay, all right.
the bond funds into
good.
it. So,
That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Mr. Sunday, if you want to turn yours off. Mr. Mumgard.
Okay, with those numbers you just gave, it sounds like about 175, 180,000 is going to be spent just simply on taking the nets down and putting new nets up. So that's,
yeah, it's a huge expense. So if you recall, when we had the pipes freeze last winter, just to remove the nets to fix the pipes, just to lower the ones that we needed to access the pipes, was around $10,000. And that was just to take them down. Then we had to pay to have them put back up. So it's...
well, if I had the numbers right, but if we eliminated the motorization, we would only save about 60,000.
correct, but yes,
Okay.
correct.
All right, thank you.
Any other discussion? Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Item D1, ordinance 2036, an ordinance to amend section 20520, zero funeral services of Article 3, use types, table 20538, permitted uses by zoning district, of Article 4, zoning district regulations, and section 205-202, commercial uses of Article 33, supplemental use regulations of Chapter 205 zoning having to do with the regulations for funeral services. Is there a councilman will introduce? Introduced by Councilman Gaines. Item D2, ordinance 2037, an ordinance to amend Article 27, floodplain floodway overlay district of Chapter 205 zoning, having to do with floodplain and floodway regulations, and Article 2, development definitions, floodplain floodway overlay district regulations update. Is there a councilman will introduce? Introduced by Councilman Fanslow. Item E1, ordinance 2038, an ordinance to approve a change of zone from R2 single-family residential medium density to R4 PUD multifamily residential with a specific planned unit development overlay for the property legally described as a replatting of lots 180 to 289 and outlots L through P and S, Granite Falls North, generally located on the southeast corner of South 114th Street and Cornhusker Road. The applicant's Richland Homes, Granite Falls North Replat 1. It's a public hearing. I'll open it. Proponents? Any opponents? I'll close the public hearing. Item F1, Resolution R240193, a public hearing and a vote. A resolution to approve a Class C liquor license for Goose's LLC, doing business as Goose's Bar and Grill, 129 North Washington Street, and a manager application for Lindsay Ciotti. It's a public hearing. I'll open it. Proponents? Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, City staff. Travis Shakott with Adams and Sullivan representing the applicant. We also have Lindsay, Lisa, and Wendy here, a couple managers and owner of Goose's, which we're really excited about, downtown Papillion, and we're here to answer any questions, and we would appreciate your support.
Appreciate that. And we've got a short agenda, so if one of them wants to come up and give a little bit of a commercial, we'd welcome that.
We'd also like to say thank you to staff. I mean, Amber and Nicole were great in making sure that we moved right along to get it here tonight, so we appreciate that.
Appreciate that. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Lindsay Ciotti. I am a lifelong community member for Papillion La Vista. My sister, Lisa, is also, she now lives in Alabama with her retired Army husband. They decided to lease the space that was the old Dortz and Papio pub to open Goose's in memory of our father, who was also was very instrumental in the Papillion neighborhood also. So we are very excited to kind of bring it back to kind of the glory that Dortz had, a small town bar in downtown Papillion.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Any other proponents or opponents? I'll close the public hearing. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R240193? Motion by Councilman Ingberg, second by Councilman Sunday. Any council discussion? Please vote.
Eight yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. F2, Resolution R240196, a resolution to approve a Keno satellite operator agreement between Players Keno Inc. and Goose's LLC, doing business at Goose's Bar and Grill, 129 North Washington Street. Motion to approve Resolution R240196. Motion by Councilman Gaines. Second by Councilman Klug. Any proponents or opponents? Council discussion. Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Welcome to downtown. Thank you. Item F3, Resolution R240197, a resolution to approve an application for license to sell permissible fireworks at retail from Papillion La Vista Spirit Football, Joe Chase, manager, for the 2024 winter fireworks season, December 29th to the 31st. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R240197? Motion by Councilman Gaines, second by Councilman Fanslow. Any proponents or opponents? Council discussion. Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. F4, Resolution R240198, a resolution to approve Lori Hyman as the corporate manager for High Life Papillion LLC, doing business as Good Life Sports Bar and Grill, 11336 South 96th Street, Suite 109, for their Class C liquor license. Motion to approve Resolution R240198. Motion by Mr. Mumgard, second by Councilwoman Klug. Any proponents or opponents? Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. My name is Sean Kelly, 2804 South 87th Avenue. Appearing on behalf of Lori Hyman, the new manager for the Good Life locations. Happy to take any questions.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Any other proponents or opponents? Any council discussion? Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Thank you. It's all the regular agenda items. No committees met. Any comments from the floor? Council comments? Last couple of weeks, been a little bit quiet, but American Legion Post 32 had their Veterans Day ceremony. They had a pretty good turnout for that, so appreciate that. Chief Gotch, thanks for being there. And then I think people are aware they also had somewhat of an unexpected donation of a tank, and that was placed. So that's a big deal for a Legion post. It came from Burwell. There was a Legion post there that I think was having issues or went under, so they were able to get that donation. And if people ask, they do plan to do some restoration of that over the next year. And then Councilman Gaines and myself, we attended the National League of Cities conference last week. And then there's the ribbon cutting. Grace Pizza had a ribbon cutting. MSI Surfaces had a ribbon cutting. If you're not familiar with them, they're a wholesale distributor of flat products like flooring and tile and that type of thing. National company with about 50 sites. They did not have their closest Midwest presence for a warehouse was Kansas City, and for their major regional expansion, they chose Papillion. So they went out in one of the R&R Commerce Park buildings, the large industrial at 50 and 370. So appreciated them coming in. We do have a closed session tonight. Is there a motion to go into closed session to protect the public interest to discuss land negotiations? Motion by Councilwoman Klug. Second by Councilman Gaines. Any proponents or opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
State for the record, the purpose of the closed session is only to discuss land negotiations. Closed session will include the mayor, city council, city administrator, deputy city administrator, city clerk, city attorney, community development director, and finance director.